And these are all found on our YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch other stories. So this one team story time, guys, came about right when the quarantine started. And it's been a really beautiful thing to be a part of. I think everybody here can agree. I'd love to hear in the chat box, you know, what are some of your takeaways, or what are some of the benefits that you've had since joining these Thursday night calls with this beautiful family right here. You know, the world is in a very interesting position right now, and a lot of people, you know, we've been suffering with health issues and illnesses for a long time, right? Weight loss and weight gain has been an issue. We could talk about all the things that we're dealing with right now in the world, but this year is a really interesting and unique year, as you guys all very well know. And people are looking for not just health solutions, but they're also looking for community, right? Like, you guys know how hard it is to be isolated from the world. You guys know, even if you are if you're like my sister and you don't really love socializing so much, this is still hard, and everybody's feeling the effects of that, right? You guys can raise your hand if you agree with me that you're feeling the effects of the isolation, of the stress, of the gyms being closed, of parks being closed. I mean, it's a hard time we live in. But I truly believe that whenever hard things arise, there's always solutions to be found. And it's always an opportunity for good people to stand up and show solutions, to show a different way, to show that it doesn't have to be so hard. And that's what this community is doing, guys. I want you to understand, if you're new or you're just visiting us tonight, whether you decide that Isagenix is a fit for you or not, I want you to understand that in this community, you are now exposed to thousands of resources of people like you're going to hear tonight, these three incredible people that represent our company as IsaBody finalists and winners that have, you know, shown what Isagenix can do for them in their lives, physically, emotionally, for their family, like just for their whole well-being. And I want you to understand that by being a part of this community, you're now exposed to those resources. So no matter what you're struggling with right now, if you lean in, and I'm asking you to lean in and be open tonight, if you lean in, you're going to realize that whatever you're suffering with in silence, it doesn't have to be that way. There are answers, there are solutions, and we're not going to claim to cure or prevent or diagnose anything, but we are going to tell you from our own experiences that the right nutrition can help, and the right community and the right support can be a godsend, as it has been for so many of us. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Stephanie, if you want to go ahead and start those slides, we have some slides we can show you. I will mention that the entire event tonight is not going to be on slides. We're going to be sharing a few. But if you want to have if you go to the right-hand corner where it says gallery view, you can click on that and it'll say speaker view. That way you can really see up close what we're talking about. And when the speakers are speaking, you can look in their eyes and really hear their stories, okay? All right, so this is the Isagenix mission statement: to impact world health. Let that sink in for a second. To impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, create the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world. I'm telling you guys from experience, I would not be here tonight if it wasn't for this mission statement and for my belief that I'm a part of something so special and so important. And of course, like everything, if you joined us early on the call, we were talking about, you know, free meals and cheat days and all these things. Like everything in life, you know, it works according to the work you give it. You know, if you put your all into this system and trust the process, you're going to see results. If you don't and you struggle, we're here to help you. But results they come about by effort, all right? And we're not going to claim, like I said, to prevent, diagnose, or cure any issues right now that you might be having. But we're here to help you, all right, and inspire you. So tonight, like I said before, we have some really special callers that have come in to share their stories. They have inspired us in front of thousands on stage at Isagenix, and we're so lucky to have them on this call tonight. But next Thursday, we have two beautiful women. I know Kimberly's on the call tonight, and we're so honored to have her as a part of this wonderful group. But we're going to be listening and hearing from these two women next week. So if you have friends and family that you're thinking about during this call, I want you to write their names down. And at the end of this call, you're going to have the recording. You can send them and you can invite them next week. All right. So without further ado, I have had the honor to get to know this beautiful woman and to see her story. Her transformation is so inspiring. She has helped women and mothers all over the world and has made a lot of men happy with these transformations that their wives are feeling. I personally, Lydia, I have heard, I can't even tell you how many people on my team have said, this woman has inspired me, or this woman has made my wife so much better, so much healthier. I'm so grateful. So Lydia, thank you for joining us tonight. We are extremely grateful to have you.
I should probably unmute myself so you don't have to read my lips. Good morning or evening. As she said, I'm Lydia, and today is a really big day for me because it's my 3rd year anniversary. We call it an ICE-versary. And 3 years ago today, I started this journey, and I will never forget that day. It obviously changed my life forever. So before I go into my story of how I found Isagenix, I want to kind of let you know how I got to where I was. All my life, I was an athlete. So I was no stranger to exercise. I got my degree in physical education. I wanted to teach everybody how to be healthy, but I really missed a valuable component of nutrition. Nutrition is so, so, so important. And I somehow, in all of that, missed that. So between aging, having 2 babies, my nutrition getting worse and worse, my metabolism tanking, this is not an unusual story. I mean, how many of you have hit that roadblock in life and you're like, oh, I'm getting older, it's getting harder. And I kind of blamed my inability to exercise, but in reality, it was my nutrition. So, and I did go to the gym. I was in my before pictures that you just saw, I was going to CrossFit for 2 years, through 37 weeks pregnant, but with a poor diet. And I was exhausted all the time, despite going to the gym. And I think that this is not unusual or uncommon if you have a bad nutrition, but I was just depleted. I remember going home, honey, you have to make dinner. I don't have the energy to do it, which didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I just went to the gym. Why don't I have energy? So in comes Isagenix, and I found it because a childhood friend of mine, Christopher Hoover, he's probably on this call. Hi, Chris. He posted religiously, like so much so that I was like, stop posting transformations. But I'm really glad that he didn't stop, because one day he posted a before and after, much like the one of me that you saw. And I looked at that woman and I was like, I look just like her before picture. I want to look like that after picture. And I just simply messaged him. I said, do you think I can do what she did? And he said, heck yes, you can. So he just plugged me in to this easy, simple system. And I tell you what, if he had told me, Lydia, at midnight on Sunday, every week, you need to eat a frog, I would have said, okay, Chris, how do I cook this frog? Because I was so desperate for change. It didn't matter what he said. But luckily, I did not ever have to consume a frog, a jumping creature. But so I dove in. Like, I got my system. I just literally just plugged in, and within 6 days, I came alive. I was a whole new person. I took my first after photo, day 6, and I sent it to Chris, and I'm sure he was like, good job, Lydia, like 6 whole days, keep going. And so then by day 30, I literally was like, I am never going to be the same again, which is insane. I've done this before. I've done Whole30. I've done paleo. I tried cutting things out and changing the way I ate, but nothing lasted. Nothing lasted. And then by 90 days, I was like, this is something I can do for the rest of my life. And I was like, you know what? I have to share this with the world. So I started sharing with my friends and family. And for the first time in my life, I controlled food. Food did not control me. And that is the power that this system gave me in my life and has the power to give to you as well. And by the end of that first year of sharing with people, I was home with my 2 kids, which was a dream of mine. And it suddenly it became more than just losing weight. This was just living my best life, not only for me, but for my kids, and being there for them every single day. I'm going to try not to cry. And today I am 3 years in of living my best, healthiest life. And I am 20 weeks pregnant with my 3rd child. And I will not lie, when we talked about extending our family, I started facing that old me from 3 years ago. And I was like, what if a year after having this baby, I look in the mirror and I don't recognize that person? What if I have to do this all over again? It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And I realized, you know what? I'm not going to be that girl, because I have a plan. I have a system that I can utilize during pregnancy and after pregnancy. And I'm never going to be that woman I was 3 years ago. I'm always going to be this healthy, happy person, not just for me, but for my babies, because how I fuel my body is the most important thing for the one in my belly and the ones out. And today, like I am on a mission to be that annoying, obnoxious person who shares my before and after pictures so much that you want to yell at me, but really in reality, you are seeing what's possible because it is possible. I'm not the impossible. I am what is possible. So I hope that when you see my before and after, you're not like, well, I can't do that. You guys, I exercise exactly the same in both of those pictures. I did not kill myself in the gym to lose all that weight. I changed my nutrition. I followed this simple system. And it's not because I wanted to do as few math classes as possible, because math is hard. Like, I needed something that was simple, easy, and effective. And this saved my life, and I know that it saved my children's life as well. So you're probably wondering, like, what is it that Isagenix offers? And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. I think you have a slide for that. And I'm sorry if you feel like I have more to my story. I do. There's so much more to my story, and you will have a chance to ask questions later. So I'd love to share more then if you have questions. Oh, here's my family. This is our big reveal that we were having a baby. Our tiebreaker is a boy, by the way. Boys rule in our house, apparently. So Isagenix, like I said, is not rocket science. And it's not just for weight loss, because being healthy is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you want to gain muscle, lose weight, just live a healthy lifestyle, age better, take care of your skin. If you want to be like me and quit your day job and stay home with your kids, or just have a little side income, like, there's so many options with Isagenix. And, I started with weight loss, but I also utilized the performance line, and I built that muscle because I utilized that around my weight loss and was able to build muscle, lose that weight. And I even at one point, hit the performance line harder, trying to build some muscle. And I built 7 pounds of muscle in 2 months. I was so pumped. It's just really cool and amazing what your body can do when you fuel it right. And the science of Isagenix does not lie. And also, we have so many products, and it's mind-blowing. Everything is amazing, but we have what we call the pillars. I thought there was 4 pillars, but I think we needed to make 5, because one of them is even better, so it's in 2 of them. First and foremost, Cleanse for Life. This is what sets Isagenix apart. This is unlike anything else you will find anywhere. It doesn't just flush your system. This is like a cellular level. The crap in the air that you breathe, the crap that's in your food, like it flushes it out at a cellular level, which is totally scientific. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to go into it like that. But it allows your body just to balance out so that you are able to function at your highest rate possible. And when that toxic stuff is just, you know, flooding your body is just working so hard to get rid of it. So this just simplifies your overall health. And like I always like to say, out with the bad, in with the good. So as soon as you get rid of that toxic crap, you can put in the best nutritional meal possible. This isolene shake is phenomenal. It's so nutritionally dense and satisfying, and it's convenient. In less than 2 minutes, you can have a full meal replacement and feel satisfied, and it's tasty. Even after 3 years, you guys, I have my breakfast shake every morning, not because I have to do it to maintain my health. I get to do it. It's what I crave. It's what I love. And that is amazing. And also, Ionix is probably it is. I'm not going to say probably. It is the best product for me because it allows me to naturally de-stress. It boosts my metabolism, which obviously is lacking these days as I age, and it helps me just focus. And as a mom of 2 busy kids, man, this is exactly what I need every single day. And then the complete essentials. Healthy food is good, but unfortunately in today's society, the way that things are, our food is stripped of nutrients that we really need. And this complete essentials is just the vitamins of the things that we are lacking in every day. And it fills in those gaps so that we don't have to stress about getting everything in every single day. And inside of this is the isogenesis. So it also has its own pillar because it is phenomenal. I could probably go on all day about isogenesis, but it's an anti-aging tool. And I think that's all I need to say because who doesn't want to age slower, right? But it helps support your aging process and slow it down. It is amazing. And all these pillars are great, but why you need all of these is because together they create the solution. These are all together, work together in a scientific way to give you the results that you're looking for. And just to simplify this a little bit for you, I do have time. Think about it like making a cake. When you make a cake, there's some great ingredients in it. Eggs, flour, sugar, there's like every icing on the top. And together they're good products. But if you take one of those things out, your cake's not going to look or taste so good, right? You need all of the ingredients in that cake. So, but in this case, it helps you with all of these products. It helps you get the best results. And so within Isagenix, they have it set up so when you start, you have a 30-day system, which helps it meet your need and your goals. And it helps you find a solution just to get going in a way that gives you the value that you need. So for me personally, I started with this $20 per day pack. It is the value pack. I call it the no excuses pack. Why? Because there's no excuses. You have so many tools that you cannot fail if you follow the system and you have all they're like, as soon as you're struggling, there's something else for you. Like it's amazing. Like all I had to do was create one healthy meal a day and the rest of this just filled in the gaps. And it made that first 30 days that much easier to transform my eating habits. So of course, not everybody has the budget to start with that. So as you see, there are smaller options. You have to work a little bit harder, but it is possible to find success at a budget level that works for you as well. I seriously, I wish I could do more justice to this because these systems work. It's scientifically backed, and you saw my before and after, you guys. Like, it's not a joke. Like, I'm here 3 years later, and this is my life, and my life is so simple. It's so simple. I don't stress about food anymore. Food does not own me. Food is the fuel that keeps me alive, right? And that's powerful. And I just want everybody to feel as amazing as I do. That's it. And I'm just so grateful I got through this without crying. And I have the great honor of introducing the next speaker. Her and I stood on the Isabody stage, which some of you know what Isabody is. Some of you may not, but Jennifer is going to clarify that. So without further ado, someone else whose life has been transformed in a mighty way through this system, Jennifer Riveira.
Now it's my turn to unmute me. So thank you everyone for having me. I am going to talk to you just like you're my friend, because I kind of believe every stranger is just a friend I haven't met yet. So here we go with my journey. So have any of you ever, got dolled up, you think you look good, you go out to a party, or you just go out with friends and someone takes a picture and then they post it on Facebook, and you get that little notification and you look and then you go, untag, 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 because you can't believe that you looked like that? Or maybe you walk across the mirror and you see your reflection and you kind of do a double take. Well, that was me. That's how my journey with Isagenix began. I was exhausted, overweight. My marriage was at an all-time low, because really, I made it really, really hard to love me. My son said I yelled from the time I got up in the morning until the time I went to bed at night. Now, I gave myself every excuse, as us busy moms do. I work 40 plus hours. My son played baseball and he races race cars, and you can't eat healthy when you're taking someone to and from practice 5 days a week. And you certainly can't eat healthy when you're on the baseball field or the racetrack. But in reality, those were just excuses I gave myself. I think I quit on myself long before I wanted to even admit I did. I put everybody's needs and wants in front of myself, and that spiral effect. I was mad at myself, so I ate. I was mad at myself because I ate. I was mad at myself because of the way I looked. And if you don't love yourself, you make it really hard for everyone around you. I was angry. I was mad at the world. I remember getting out of the car, and it was such a chore to get out of the car that I was thinking, this is no life. Like, I'm existing. I'm not even living. I'm just existing. And a friend from high school that I hadn't talked to since high school, and that was a long time ago, guys, posted about her amazing transformation, and I kind of just scrolled past it. And then she posted again, and this time she posted about being able to be on the floor playing with her children. And I remember thinking, gosh, I wish I had the energy to do that. My son just came in and asked me to ride a bike, and I was like, oh, give me a few hours. We all know a few hours turns into days, turns into weeks. That bike ride never happened. And I remember thinking to myself, Jen, what are you doing? Honestly, just reach out and ask her. So I did. She told me about Isagenix, and it didn't take me long to say, okay, yep, I need to do something. I have to do something. So my box came, and if any of you guys do this, you sit your kids down and you're like, don't tell anyone I'm doing this. So then a couple days later, I went to the racetrack, and one of the moms comes running up to me, and she's like, oh my God, I hear you're doing a new diet. Yeah, that was the face. That mortified, oh my God face is what I gave her back. And I'm like, I'm not doing a diet. And she's like, oh, well, Anthony, which is my husband, told me you were doing the shakes and stuff. And I was like, it's a lifestyle, it's not a diet. And I quickly changed the subject. And I went home that night, and I was furious. And I stopped him, and I said, oh my goodness, I told Brandon not to say anything. I didn't think I'd have to tell you. And he stopped what he was doing, and he turned around and he looked at me and he said, why are you mad? I'm so proud of you. And at that moment, I knew I was self-sabotaging myself. I was telling myself it was okay to fail as long as no one knew I was doing it, because I had done all those other things before. And I knew I couldn't afford to fail. Remember, I was telling you, my marriage was at an all-time low. I mean, we were contemplating divorce. It was bad. I mean, my son said I yelled all the time. That wasn't the life. That wasn't the mom or the wife I wanted to be. I knew I couldn't afford to fail at this. And so I was like, okay, I'm signing up for the Isabody Challenge. It's going to give me the community and the accountability that obviously I really, really need. And I'm going to tell you more about why that changed everything for me. I also called up my mom and my sisters and I was like, this is what I'm doing. And they're like, I want energy. I want to sleep better. Sign me up. What do I need to do? So I was like, okay. And I signed them up. I am so proud to say that between my mom, my two sisters, and I, we have lost 187 pounds. But even more important than that, we have kept it off for over 2 years. It is an amazing thing when your whole family gets healthy together. Now, here's another one. Do you guys all have spouses or significant others who are like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not doing it. Yes, same here. My husband was super supportive. Remember, he was like, I'm proud of you, but he didn't want to do it. And I was okay with that. This was about me. This is about me getting healthy, me taking the time for myself. I was completely okay with that. So I had gone through my whole weight loss. I'd been in maintenance for 3 months, so it had been about a year. And my husband comes downstairs and says, I'm ready to start. And I was like, okay. And he's all, keep in mind, this was Super Bowl Sunday. And he said, if I can start today, I can do this any day. I'm so proud to say that he has now lost 60 plus pounds. He's working on that 6-pack. He feels amazing. He's lost over 60 pounds. Our family is night and day. Our marriage is amazing. And keep in mind, I mean, we fight, everybody fights, but it's nothing like before. Before, he would come in the door, you guys ever felt this way? And you're ready. You're ready to fight. You're on pins and needles and you're ready because they're gonna look at you or they're gonna say something and you're just going to attack. That's how I was all the time. Again, I wasn't happy. Now he comes in, he's had a hard day, he works hard. Doesn't bother me. That's his issue, not mine. That's the difference. And when Lydia was talking about Ionics, that's Ionics. That's what it makes you. When you get healthy from the inside out, your whole perception of the world changes. Now, again, if you go back, I was signing up my mom, my friends, my sisters. I was doing all that because people were like, what are you doing? I signed up tons of people at the racetrack and the baseball field because they saw my transformation. If any of you are people who are like, I don't want to share. I don't really want to do the system. I don't really want to make money off my friends. That was me. That was totally me. I didn't want to do any of that. But I was signing up people because I wanted them to feel as great as I felt. And I thought in my head, if I didn't touch that money, I wasn't really making money off my friends. Guys, I'm not making money off my friends. I'm getting my friends healthy. And it's a side benefit. It's this amazing company helps us by paying us back for doing that. Within 6 months of me sharing the system, I was able to pay for our whole Christmas off that little Visa card that they gave me. That was blessing number 2. I've had so many blessings from this amazing company. You know, I was able to quit that 40+ hour job. I was able to do this full time by helping my family and friends get healthy. So now I get to be the mother I want to be. I'm the wife that I always wanted to be. I have a great stay-at-home business where I can take my son to the racetrack and stay with him, or if he needs to go to Arizona for a race, I can work from anywhere. It's amazing. And then this all came to fruition for me when I got a call saying I was chosen as IsaBody finalist. So I'm going to tell you a little bit, really quick synopsis of what IsaBody is. Our amazing company asks you to take before pictures. That's it. Take some before pictures. None of us like to take them. If you guys have seen my picture, they're not pretty. I mean, my before pictures, I'm miserable. But here's the thing. You take them. Then you just hopefully put the products in your body. So 2 shakes a day, 2 snacks a day, a sensible meal. Then 16 weeks later, regardless of your results, doesn't mean you had to lose weight, gain muscle. You don't have to do any of that. Sometimes it's all up here. It's just how your thinking changes. You do after pictures. Hopefully you write a little essay too that tells you what you've changed. Because of that, the company will pay you $200. Really? That's it in a nutshell. $200 for a product coupon and a cute shirt. That's what they do. And then I just kept doing that. Start, repeat, complete, keep doing it, keep getting those 200. I thought I was doing great. Then I get a call that I'm a finalist. I didn't even know there was finalists. I didn't even really know there was grand prize winners. I really had no idea because I was just doing me. I was just trying to better myself. And then they're like, do you know what you win? Guys, if you're chosen as a finalist, if you decide to do that essay, now you get the $200 product coupon regardless. You take your before pictures, you take your after pictures. Within those 16 weeks and you buy our product, you get the $200 product coupon. But if you write that essay, here's the potential. They called me up and said, you're a finalist. Because of that call, I got $3,000. I got an all expense paid trip which Lydia and I got to go to Costa Rica. I got a trip to Nashville. I got a trip to Arizona. It was amazing. And this is where you learn that no matter how much I lost 76 pounds, I still had mind work to do, because when I was called and I looked at Lydia and I looked at all the other girl finalists, I was like, I don't exercise, guys. Never one day. I didn't exercise. So if your excuse is, I don't exercise, that's not an excuse, because I didn't. And I don't have abs of steel. I don't have big muscles. I don't do CrossFit. And so I thought, okay, they're not going to choose me. They're not. Even before, when we were going on stage, I thought, never going to win. That's where this is a constant struggle, constant working on yourself. And then when I went on there and they called my name, I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? You know what I did? I put that money in the bank and I left my full-time job. So when people say, like, what did you buy? I didn't buy anything. I reinvested in myself. And it's what I've done all along. And the IsaBody community, guys, like Lydia's, we talk every day since December of 2018, Lydia and I have talked. I've talked with all the other IsaBody girls. This community is what you need. If I didn't know what I was lacking before, how miserable I was. I had so much. I have a home, I had a husband, I had children, had all these great things in life, but I was so angry. Now I get to see how great it is. And this community will lift you up when you're down. They will be there to support you. They will be your best friend, even when you don't think you deserve one. So please take the time. If you're not in an IsaBody challenge, please just go to your app, go right to IsaBody challenge and sign up for one. If you want more information, feel free, contact me, contact Lydia, contact Reggie, contact anybody who signed you up, because guys, it unlocks you to be able to be in this Facebook group. You can't be in it unless you're in an IsaBody challenge. You can't be in IsaBody Fitness unless you're in an IsaBody challenge. So please, please get in one. And now I have the pleasure of introducing Reggie. Reggie and I got to meet because I got to be on stage introducing the finalists for 2020. He is amazing. So take it away, Reggie.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm usually the one who does the interviewing. And I believe in this opportunity, and I believe in our company so much that I share that with other people. So I'm usually not one who's at a loss for words, but to follow Lydia and Jennifer, it is a little humbling. And just as a side note, I met Jennifer, as she said, not that long ago. I met Lydia 2 years ago now when we were in Phoenix. And the picture may show up here somewhere, I'm not sure. I do know, I do know that it was just, the best thing I can tell you is it was just incredible. So I met Lydia and I asked to take a picture of her or take a picture with her. And she was holding her check, just like you saw the check you saw me hold. And so if you go back to Facebook, you'll see there are pictures that were posted. And there's a picture of Lydia and me holding her check, and she's pointing. She's not pointing at the check, she's pointing at me. And what she said when the picture was taken was, "You're next." I was like, what are you talking about? No, you watch, you're next. And so the next she was talking about was being selected as an IsaBody finalist. And I'm going to start there and work backwards. But just as Jennifer said, to be selected as a finalist, first of all, it's a mind-blowing experience because we're just regular people. And so to be a part of not an elite group, right, but to be a part of a group that's a subsection of this entire community, it's something that's difficult to explain, but just like Jennifer said, she and Lydia talk every day. The group that I'm a part of, the 15 of us, as 2020 finalists, we are a part of the pandemic crew. So we should have gone on our escape. That was back in May. We didn't go. That's not, I'm not going to cry about that, but we still managed, even though we didn't have the opportunity to be together. And then Celebration, which is, that's our annual event where folks come from Isogenics like all over the world. That's another place where we would have come together. But now that's virtual because of the pandemic. But in spite of all that, we still managed to stay together. We have our own Zoom calls where we communicate with each other. We have a message thread that we talk on all the time. And the reason why I'm mentioning that to you is the power of this community is so incredible, because for a lot of people, the one thing they want is to have someone say, that was me, or I know how you feel. And so to talk about feeling, I'll jump back 3 years. Lydia just mentioned today is her 3-year ice-iversary. Well, on the 11th will be my 3-year ice-iversary. So July 11th, 2017 was when I started this journey. So what brought me to that point was I was working full-time. And I say this tongue in cheek, I bumped my head and decided I was going to go back to school for my PhD. So without getting into too much detail, but I know there are people who will understand what I mean. I had gone from a family of 4 to a family of 1, and it was just me. And so that was kind of tough. So I needed to do something to keep my focus and to show myself that there was still something that I could strive for and be successful at. Because it certainly wasn't successful as a husband, because my marriage fell apart. So I decided I would go back to school. So I was working all day, and guys, I made straight A's because that was something that I could not fail. The discipline that it took for me to do that came from 20 years in the Marine Corps. So I was always active. I was always fit. My metabolism was through the roof because that's just how we are. And so I got to a point, though, where the way I was used to being wasn't the way I was. So there were a lot of things where I didn't feel as though I was as successful as I should have been, or that I was accomplishing the things that I was supposed to. I knew as a father, and at that point, my kids, thankfully, my kids were adults. Our youngest, our son, was in college. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to hold myself together. So I went back to school, working full time. I wasn't going to the gym because I didn't have time. So after 2 years of coursework, pulling all-nighters, snacking, eating things I had no business, I gained more than I'd ever weighed in my life. So for 2 years, I was up all night, getting straight A's, but killing myself. I was physically bankrupt, and there's a picture, and I don't even know if it's a part of this slide, the slide presentation or not. But there was a picture of me at a Valentine's Day dance several years earlier, and my face was so fat, I didn't even recognize myself. Now, mind you, this is like a Marine. I had retired in 2007. I was at a point, and most people didn't know this, right? Because they always see, oh, you're so positive. You always have such motivating things to say. And I'm motivating you because I'm hoping it motivates me. And that's how I was. So I saw this Facebook post, and I saw this guy's before and after. So the person who posted it, I knew. So I called her up. I said, hey, whatever that guy did, I need to do that. So she said, sure. She talked to me about it. I got the products. She said, here's what you need to do. I was like, hey, I know how to follow orders. That's really simple. But I'm not interested in this business thing because I'm just trying to get the weight off. So, and I said, buddy, I don't even know what that challenge thing is. I'm just trying to get weight off. So that's all I'm trying to do. Within about a week, I was getting up before my alarm. I had more energy than I knew what to do with. The weight started dropping. And by the end of that first 30 days, I recognized that guy I saw in the mirror. And I'm going to ask you now to just type in the chat what you think my age is. And I'll see how good you are. Now, part of it gives it away because it said dad and granddad or father, grandfather. But that still doesn't tell you. I mentioned my son is 28. That might give it away a little bit. My daughter's 36. My son reached out to me and said, hey, Dad, I think it would be great if we started working out together again. I gave him every excuse in the book. I already had a gym membership I wasn't using. He said, it's only $10. I said, well, yeah, it's only $10, but, you know, I'd have to work out in the morning. He said, that's what time I work out. All right, well, I got to go to work, so I got to take a shower before I go to work. He said, they have showers. So little did he know, he was like squashing every excuse I made. But he's the one that got me back in the gym. And mind you, I was already on this system and I was already getting results, but I still told myself I didn't have time. So I found the time. And from that discipline, not only did I feel better, but I wanted to accomplish more. So some of the pictures you saw are of me running Spartan races. That was something I had no earthly idea was even going to be a byproduct of this thing. And it has taken me to a level that I'm in better shape now than when I was in the Marine Corps. And I retired 14 years ago. So 65, 60, look 55. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. 58, 51, 54. God bless you. I'll be 58 at the end of this year. I have more energy than my 28-year-old. You saw a picture of me with my granddaughters. I had 3, now I have 5 because both my children had a child. But for me, to have children who have children, that's a legacy. And I used to tell my Marines, fatherhood is the most awesome job you'll ever have. And I say awesome from the standpoint of it's an honor and it's incredible. Because as fathers, we are initially spectators, right? Jennifer's a mom, Lydia's a mom, and they were a parent like from conception. We're just hanging out watching what's going on. But when we have the opportunity to love, nurture, and care for our children in a way that by the time they're adults, they still come to you and they still want you to be a part of their life because they honor and treasure who you are to them. That, along with your health, is something that you can never replace. I said I wasn't interested in the business, and I know I'm kind of hopping around, and like Lydia, I could fill this entire space up, but I know I don't have time. But people kept asking me what was I doing, and I said, you know, I'm doing this thing, and it wasn't like I was ashamed to tell them. I just didn't really think it was that big of a deal because I had shakes, I followed the system. So, man, you're looking incredible. You know, I tell me all about it. So I did. And then I got money. I was like, wait, so you were telling me about this business thing, but all I have to do is just tell people about my experience and then find out what their goals are and help them so they can get healthy. I'm in. So we can do this 5 ways. And I'm not going to do a lot of explaining because whoever invited you can give you more information, and there's tons of stuff that explains it in great detail. But all we want to do right now is just give you a really high-level overview. So one of the ways is retail profits, and I'll be honest with you, I really didn't know what that was until I looked it up. So what that means is, as associates, we're able to purchase our products at wholesale. So if you own a gym or whatever, and you sell those products at retail, the difference is your profit. We also have product introduction bonuses. Now, what that basically means, and I spent a lot of time in the Marine Corps and I work for the federal government, so we use a lot of acronyms. So PIB, product introduction bonus. Whenever someone purchases product, you immediately get paid. I'll say that again. You immediately get paid. That's your product introduction bonus. The next thing is team bonus cycles. I'm not going to get a lot into that either, but basically what it means is you get a chance to leverage from your team a way for you to earn money. Executive matching team bonus. There's a lot that goes into that, but it's really simple. Just keep sharing. Promotions and incentives. There are trips, there are products, there are so many different things that Isagenix offers as incentives to simply share. And I'll tell you this, for us to be able to share, that's a gift in itself. So I mentioned PIB, product introductory bonus. Lydia said she started with the value pack. So we'll use that as an example. So let's say, for instance, you get started and you say, you know what? I really want to share this with other people because I need an accountability buddy. I'll say, great. Think of one more person who wants to join you on this journey. So you is you on the slide. You invite one person, let's say it's your spouse, or it's your sister, or your cousin, or your coworker, or your gym buddy if you go to the gym, and they purchase a value pack. You are paid, I know it's crossed out, I'll get to that in a minute. You're paid $100 for that. If in the same week you enroll 2 people, you get 2 people who want to be healthy, and they both enroll in the value pack, that $100 turns into $200. Because it's a double product introduction bonus because it happened in the same week. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So you get 2 people who want to be healthy and they both purchase the value pack. And like Lydia told you, that's like the no excuses. It's all in there. That's a kitchen sink pack. Everything you need. And I'll stop there and I'll tell you, I didn't get the value pack. I got the starter pack. And I kicked myself in the butt, and I wound up purchasing every single thing that was in the value pack later because I realized after the fact how much of a value it really was. But $400 for getting people healthy, that's nuts. So slide says we get paid 3 ways. Like I mentioned, the product introductory bonus, PIB, that's on a daily basis. Every day you invite someone to get healthy and they purchase product, you get that. Weekly cycle earnings, that's how you leverage your team, and also when you invite other people to come along and create their own journey. And then there's monthly leadership pools. Between the 3 of us, Jennifer is she's the executive, right? So she gets the monthly leadership pools, and that's cool. And we're both aspiring to that. But the thing that I want to tell you, and this just happened to me recently, a friend of mine that I served in the Marine Corps with decided that she wanted to get started. She wound up enrolling her husband and a friend from the VFW. And then her friend from the VFW enrolled his wife and a friend. So he became a crystal consultant. She became a consultant. And now all of a sudden our team is starting to earn money, which is nuts. Get with the person that gave you this link so they can explain more to you about it. But yeah, I'm starting to, hopefully, well, not hopefully, I get really excited when I think about this because I know what an impact it's had on me and for the people on my team. And for me, isogenics is a no brainer, like no brain, because it's so simple and it works. The last thing I'll say, because I know I'm getting the curtain, is I heard this like not too long ago. You can get your life back or you can get your money back. I'll say that again. You can get your life back or you can get your money back because we have a 30-day money back guarantee. If it don't work for you, which probably means you didn't use it, but you can hear that from me, you can get your money back or you can get your life back. Your choice. That's why it's a no-brainer. But thank you so much, ladies, for this opportunity. That's it. I got to cut myself off.
Trisha, while they're coming up with their questions, I had a request to see Reggie's Spartan pictures again. Right. Should we just go through their personal pictures one more time? Because I know so many people really loved seeing the. Oh, I know. And then look at the arm.
I have a question for Jennifer. Oh, you said, so you didn't exercise at all?
Nope, I didn't. I wasn't, like I said, I made a lot of excuses for myself even before. And so if someone would have told me, and that's why I'm so honest about that, because if someone would have told me I needed to exercise to be able to do this, it would have been one thing that I was like, okay, not doing it. So that's why I'm so vocal about it. Obviously, exercising is super important. It's good for your health. It's good for mental clarity. There's so much good things for health. But my biggest point is you don't have to do it to lose weight and feel great and change from the inside out. So that's always why I want to express that so much. I love yoga now. I love going on bike rides with my son. I don't mind, you know how you used to park really close because at the grocery store because you didn't want to walk? Now I don't care. Park wherever we want to park. So there's things that I do. So exercise is super important. I just want everyone to know, please don't make that as one of your excuses, because I'm here to show you that you can be a grand prize winner, you can lose 76 pounds, and you can do all that and not exercise one day. Absolutely, guys. This muscle, that's our whey protein. That's not gym. That's whey protein. So don't think you can't get muscles. Your body is constantly working and doing its job. They're not as big.
And I wanted to add.
Don't put me next to Lydia.
But you know, you guys see those pictures with abs. I do 0 crunches because after having those 2 kids and my belly stretching, I have diastasis recti. So if I crunch, my ab eats. I have abs because of the food and the fuel I give my body. Like, I do 0 crunches because I can't without making it.
Yeah. Hey Trisha, I'll just jump in there really quick. Before I got back in the gym, guys, I released 26 pounds and did not exercise.
You know, so amazing stories. And I just love how you guys shared your journeys, the ups and the downs, and the different things that you went through to let us all know that no matter where we are at, we can accomplish and we can create that. So thank you for sharing that.
And just in closing, I want to tell people, please get out of the way of your own excuses. There's tons out there. I mean, cost, that's a huge one. As Lydia pointed out, don't let cost be one. There's plenty of different plans that you guys can get started on. Don't let the fear of what others think about you. Nobody matters except for yourself. And if you don't love you, the rest of the world has a really hard time. Believe me, I know, I take it from me. Don't let exercise. I don't exercise. Don't let that, just remember me anytime you think about that. Don't let outside forces, don't let your spouse, your significant other, your family, don't let all that negativity affect you. Remember, this is a time in the life where it's about you. You get to be your front and center. You get to take the time for yourself, because at the end of the day, your family, your friends will all love you for it.
Mm.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Good night,
Thank you
everybody.
guys so much.
Thank you.